I'm supposed to do something, but yeah, they watch the and we hear. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. Those have the business. Here, the Honorable Judge Dave W. Simpson.
You may be seated. Which one of you? I have a choice? Do I have a choice or? Nope, not choosing. Which one? You think I'm crazy?
The people waiting any potential conflict of 15 years honorable court in the office of the public defender. The people do not believe such a conflict exists, so we may just make this waiver and the avoidance will not.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Assistant Public Defender Ben Benowith, the defense, Public Defender's Office also waives any conflict between this honorable court and the Public Defender's Office.
That is, all right. The court for its part also does not believe there's a conflict either in the Michigan court rules or the cases decided they're under. To the extent a conflict does exist, given the waivers, the court will consent to you. They all set,
Yes.
there. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Denario Boynton.
And on behalf of Your Honor.
Good morning, I'm Robert J. Kill on behalf of Mr. Boykin. Scenario, when you come to the podium, would you state your name?
Denario Boynton. Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
They have separate preliminary examination. At this time, we are unable to proceed as to count one of the asked for count two to be waived to issue.
On behalf of my client, Judge, I would ask that count one be dismissed.
All right,
Court's going to remand it to district court. I'd like to make a bond argument.
certainly. Count one is dismissed. I'll continue to defendant's not guilty plea as to count two. Pretrial will be set
July 13th at 9 a.m.
July 13th, 2026, 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. Yes, as to bond.
Judge, I know you've heard this argument before, but again, my client is the father of four minors. Currently, his older daughter, 18-year-old, has been holding down the family. They all live in one apartment. The rent is overdue. My client is gainfully employed, grass cutting business. The victim in this matter is not the biological mom of any of the kids. There's no need to he be there. My client does not want her there. What we're asking the court is to release my client on a reasonable bond, Judge, hopefully PR, but if necessary, tether.
He responds.
Your Honor, at this point, I would object. If the court was going to be changing, I would ask that you change to $5,000 cash. Given the severity of the assault in this case, I would have concerns for the victim's safety. Present at the house.
But, okay. But she's not here, correct?
Correct.
And as I'm looking at the addresses, the International Drive is his address.
Yes.
Correct, Your Honor. I believe she'd been staying there for a short period of time.
Do we know whether or not she's staying there now? No.
Just be careful. Judge, she's not.
Well, okay, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm asking whether or not the people are aware that she's still staying there. The information defense has is that she's not there.
Yeah, she never lived there, Judge. She would stay there for several days or something to that, but other than
I
Honor.
get that, Mr. Killowalt, but I don't know what people's living arrangements are. I have his address in the file as the address that this occurred at. You're telling me she's not there. I was asking for verification from the people as to whether or not that's the case. That's what I need.
Uh, Judge, for what it's worth, she has her own separate address. And that's stated,
Okay, so I was ready to roll. Do you want to keep talking?
no, Your Honor.
All right, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna reduce the defendant's bond given the circumstance. I'm gonna reduce his bond to a $25,000 personal recognizance bond. I will indicate that defendant prior to release is to be placed on a GPS location tracking device. With the exclusion zone to be provided by the prosecutor's office for the alleged victim's address. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. That you was a text. Oh, okay. Call me when you get out.
Court does call the case, People versus Christopher Johnson.
Yeah, then on behalf of the people, Your Honor. I wouldn't. It's so late.
Mr. Who? Who's on the in custody? I don't know what to do.
Mr. Bernard. And Mr.
Oh, okay, let's do that one then. Court does call the case, People versus Rashid Abdullah.
Assistant Public Defender Ben Dunaway on behalf of Mr. Abdullah, who is approaching the podium now. Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
Rashid Abdullah.
Your Honor, today's the date and time set for exam. The defense is going to waive.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
And my client has signed the form. I'm providing it to the bailiff now.
Sir, you're waiving your right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, sir.
You understand that that's a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes, sir.
You understand you'll not have that hearing, you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, sir.
All right. People also waive their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant's bound over to circuit court on a single count. Sudeto.
Your Honor, we will stay in mute and waive the formal reading.
Defendant having
Good
waived
morning,
formal
good
reading,
morning.
Standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea.
It is a
Pretrial will
new
be set
day.
for
And we are watching Judge Simpson.
July
You're live with
16,
Cowboy.
2020.
The date is June
1:30, Judge
23rd
Slay.
already, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, we are
Bond will
live
continue.
Thank you, Your
with
Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Simpson in his courtroom. And I love Judge Simpson. I think he is an
Court
absolute
recall.
amazing judge.
Wait. Oh,
Um,
I'm
he's
busy here.
kind
my apologies.
when he
Okay,
needs to be
it's all right.
kind. He's harsh when he needs to be harsh.
Court-
And I think it's a great
court
combination
calls
between the
People
two.
versus Christopher
As you
Johnson.
saw already this morning while I was getting prepped before we went on air here, I
about
had
that,
this
Your Honor.
recording,
Good
and if
morning,
you were
Your Honor.
watching, he was already getting a little
65879
frustrated with
appeal on
someone
behalf of Mr.
talking when they
Christopher
shouldn't have
Johnson.
been. So,
Your name, sir?
and that's me
Christopher
right now.
Johnson. Thank
I'm
you.
talking when we shouldn't have been. So once again, I welcome you to Live with Cowboy. We are live in the courtroom of
And we have no
Judge
objection, Your Honor. So that,
J. Cedric Simpson
request
at
for-
the
Are you
moment.
moving to dismiss?
And
We are moving to dismiss
I'm going to
without
shut up
prejudice in this
so that we
matter.
can hear
People being
what's
unable
going
to
on
proceed, this
right
case
now
is
and make
dismissed
comments as things go
without
along.
prejudice on the
If you have
defendant's
any
motion.
questions,
Thank
you
you.
can
Thank
pop
you so
them
much,
up
Your Honor. You and
in
staff, take care.
the comment section. I'll be glad to answer them for you.
Are you gonna take him down?
Please like,
Yes, you are.
subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when we go live in the
You know, I
future.
almost didn't say
I
anything
greatly
'cause I wanted
appreciate
to
it
see
in every
happen.
way, shape, and form. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love watching this
You need
stuff,
to
and I love
understand,
hanging out
Alan's a
with
little
you.
touchy
So,
about that.
all right, let's
Court
listen in.
calls the
See what we
case,
got.
People versus David Yarden.
Morning, Your Honor. Raymond Cook for the people.
Morning, Honor. Rob J. Cole on behalf of Mr. Yardley, who is a.
David Yard. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is a daytime set for preliminary examination. At this time, the people are unable to proceed.
Judge, we'd ask this matter be dismissed.
Just
People
a quick
being-
mic check.
People being unable to proceed, this case is dismissed on defendant's motion without prejudice. All right, thank you. People being unable to proceed, this case is dismissed on defendant's motion without prejudice. Thank you.
All right, sorry about that. Just had to lower the volume a little bit so you could hear me as well as Judge Simpson.
So that's what we have at the moment for you.
Really? That's it? What's Gaddy have?
Exactly where you live. Oh, right.
Well, I did not ask that. Oh, no, that was cute. On Zimmerman. That's a hold. Okay, who's on the other side of that? All right, how many witnesses are we looking?
At minimum 3, depending on their testimony, it could be as many as 6.
Oh, joy. All right, do I have any other short matters or? Okay, good answer.
So this game is on 2. Yes, Scotty is on another pitch. My understanding is that they're going to attempt to do a clean on that. Look at the door again.
Okay.
Still waiting on 2.
We're waiting up 2 attorneys.
So it sounds like we have a little bit of a wait
What?
here for a second.
It's fine about our walls wall, and I can see it. If they're, I don't know what's happening.
I thought I saw Mr. Muller.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, and Ms. Barnwell's out in the hall. That might be a good thing for a while. Saying, wow, Alan.
Oh boy, that might be a good case. Whatever he's discussing right now.
What? It's hard being me.
It's hard
What?
being me.
Oh, Zenda's leaving? Goodbye, Miss Zenda. Yeah.
Sounds like he's trying to get through some of the short cases
So
first.
Gaines is one, That's okay, Miss Tanner. You don't.
Sounds like
he
he might have a long one or something coming up, which I would
Oh,
love to
okay,
see.
okay.
So
My bad.
let's hang in here and see what's going on.
Guess I spoke too soon. What's Gaines doing? How many more do I have left?
2, 3, 4, 5 is outside of the whole, those 6.
So 5. Okay. Are any of those going to be short? Because once I start that one, there's not going to be anything yet.
Oh yeah, so there's a long case that it sounds like a
Good
long,
morning.
complicated case
Your Honor,
that's going to be
I
going
know
on
I
after the
should
short
have
ones.
done
I'm
this
excited to
before.
see that.
I believe Ms. Dover and I will have a resolution, and I would request if the court would permit a no contest plea. I do need just a couple minutes to print out the police report, or I could email it. but-
Okay, if it's probably to email it to. And is that a correct statement, Ms. Dover? It's going to be a no contest. Okay, I'll do that. I'll take a break to go through the report, but if you can get the report to Ann as soon as possible.
Okay.
Then who?
Your Honor, I also have a quick one that's on SPAR now. I think it's not gonna go.
Okay, does she know that? Yes, why don't we do that? Today.
See, I love all the cases, but at this point, I'm ready for them to just fire off the short ones and head right to the longer case, because that sounds like it's
Yes,
going
it's
to be really
23rd.
interesting. So hopefully you can rock through these smaller ones. And I'm not sure which time the larger case starts, but at this point, we'll just kind of hang out and see what's going on.
You are too, Jim.
Is on another hearing in the hallway. She said,
Oh, so she told me to wait. Okay. Ms. Gaines, good morning. Are we ready on any of yours?
she just needs me a waiver.
A waiver. They're out.
Yes.
Court does call the case, People versus Christopher McDade.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. McCade, who is approaching the podium.
Your name, sir?
Christopher McDade.
You are waiving your right to a preliminary examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understand that that's a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed
They
it.
could probably stop.
You understand you'll not
showing
have that hearing, you'll proceed to
the,
circuit court for further resolution.
Correct.
The
People
bench up
also waive
there.
their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound
There
over
we
to
go. Did we
circuit
finally
court on
cut that
count
out?
one with two following.
Your Honor, just to also put on the record our agreement was that Mr. McDade does have a circuit court matter already. And so he is waiving this case with the offer of admitting to count 2 and count 1 being dismissed in the circuit court, keeping all his cases together.
Got it. That's right. All right. As to the arraignment, you waive formal reading, your client stands muted.
That is correct, Your Honor. We acknowledge and waive reading at this time.
And waive formal reading, standing mute as to both counts. Court will enter not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set
August 25th at 1:30 with Judge Punky.
August 25th, 2026, 1:30.
Yeah. Thanks, Your Honor.
Bond will continue. Thank you. I think she's filling out that form. Ms. Dover's got to sign off on that. For me.
All set, sir.
Okay, thank you.
She wasn't filling out anything. Oh, well, it's okay.
Oh, I already turned in the waiver for it.
Skip.
Yes.
No, she didn't. Okay, I saw it. I know, I saw, why you gotta point it out like that? Like I missed it or something? Why are you doing that to me, man? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have Miss Yagi's that one. Who else? And then Barnwell will be on her way in. That's 3 out of the 5. Right? So I have 2 more left. What was Mr. Mullen's intention?
He believes they're going to come to a resolution as parties are still working.
Okay, and who's on the other side of that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have one more.
That one I think we're trying to resolve, but no promises.
Okay. All right. I always like the way Cook puts it. Okay, so with all of that going on, then you sent the police report. Oh.
My Wi-Fi was out, so I'm using a hotspot.
Okay. So once that gets to you, I can review that.
If you can, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Then I can resolve that. We have that one. Barnwell will be ready hopefully soon. And I can take care of that once I can take care of 3, well, including an exam, but. Okay. That's all I can do. Good morning. I'm sorry.
So as I said, if you're just tuning in,
On
thanks for
Barnwell?
joining Live with Cowboy.
She's in a
We are
hearing,
in the courtroom
another
of
hearing,
Judge
probably
Simpson.
via Zoom.
At this point, we're just waiting
But
for him
Ms.
to get through
Dover
some
at
of the
least thought
shorter
that wasn't
cases. He
gonna
does have a
go.
longer case on the docket today that I'm
So
really
we may be able
excited
to
to
get
get
rid of
to.
that.
I don't
Did
know
he
what
need
time that
trouble
one
from us?
starts, so you're gonna have to
No.
stay tuned for that. He's just trying to rock out the shorter ones before they start that one because it sounds like it's going to be quite a process once they get
Well,
going. So at the moment, we're just
guess I'll
kind of in
step
a hold cycle.
What is
We're
that?
just kind of waiting on these shorter cases to
Do I
pop
need a
in.
break?
I think they're waiting on
I
attorneys
should take
primarily
one.
at this point. So
Okay,
I
then I'll
guess we
sit
just
here
kind of wait.
doing
I'm very
absolutely.
interested for the shorter cases,
Maybe
however.
Mr. Getty and I
So,
switch very briefly.
or excuse me,
got
the
that.
longer case. I love seeing how
Yes.
the trials go like that. Oh, we just went private. Okay, so someone's approaching the bench. So anyways, what we said here, Live with Cowboy. If you're not familiar with my channel, I go through a lot of court videos, consistently watch court videos, and I try to post some of the better moments. I'll usually add captions and things like that to make it nice for you guys to watch. Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter, some of them are funny, some of them are super serious. And then I also do these live ones. I try to do live every day. Obviously, court isn't every day, so it doesn't always work out like that. On those days, I'll at least definitely post one of the other videos that I go through. But on days that there's live court, like today, I try to get on and broadcast live and hang out with you guys. I find it a lot of fun. So feel free to throw in the chat and I will reply back to you. And yeah, at this point, we're just going to be waiting on those other court cases to come in, and we'll kind of go from there. But right now, we're just kind of hanging out and chilling. So be on standby, hang out, and let's wait for these cases to come in. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Live with Cowboy. We are in the courtroom of Judge Simpson. He has 3 smaller cases, I think, from the sounds of it this morning, that we'll be waiting on. I think they're just waiting on attorneys to arrive. And then they have a larger case, and that's the one I'm most interested in. So at this point, we're just kind of hanging out. You get to stare at my ugly mug. And we're just waiting for the smaller cases to begin. They already handled 1 or 2, I believe. The first one, I wasn't on the screen yet. If you saw it, um, someone didn't want to stop talking when he had already won, basically. And the ruling almost went the other way. So that one was an interesting one. The judge wasn't too fond of him, I don't think, towards the end. He basically told him to shut up. Otherwise, the ruling was going to go the other way. So at this point, we're just waiting for the smaller cases so that we can rip through those and get to the larger ones, which is what I'm most interested in. So thanks for hanging out with me. I know nothing too interesting is going on at the moment, but I'm really hoping that the shorter cases will begin shortly and we can get back into the fun. So just bear with me. While they are waiting to get their butts in gear, I'm going to take a brief moment and I'll just throw up a court will resume shortly on the screen. Stay live. Check back in soon because it sounds like we're going to get ready to go back going again here momentarily. So don't go anywhere too far. I see some people piling in the courtroom, so hopefully that's a good sign that we'll be able to get these shorter cases going here. The sooner we get those done with, hopefully, the sooner we can get on to, I'll call it the meat and bones of today's live session. So I'll be back momentarily. As soon as the courtroom livens up, I'll be right back and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Stick with it. Come back. Hang out with Live with Cowboy. Thank you. Hi guys, Cowboy back again with Live with Cowboy. Real quick, since Judge Simpson's court cases are taking a little bit longer to initiate this morning, we're going to go ahead and hop in with Judge Raul Rodriguez. He's actually out of Harris County, which is the same county as Judge David M. Fleischer that you aren't familiar with. David Fleischer's in court number 5, and Rodriguez is number 13. He's also an amazing judge, which I very much so like to watch. So while we wait for Judge Simpson's cases to begin again, and I will keep an eye out on that, we'll go ahead and tune in with Judge Raul Rodriguez here and see how his cases go this morning.
Was the same person, Mr. Fisher. I noticed that that particular case, you had an attorney and the attorney was fighting your case. And it looks like that you were going to go to trial on it. But then eventually the state decided to dismiss the case back in April of this year.
Sorry about that, folks. I had that muted. So I'm just doing a quick mic check, see where my levels are at.
You've had already an issue with Mr. Fisher in the past. So let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer that will be.
Okay, that sounds good.
Meet with you this morning.
So now you can actually hear Judge Raul Rodriguez. I had that muted, so I apologize for that. So now we'll go ahead and listen in.
Between you and your attorney is confidential. Okay, it's only between you and your attorney. Let your attorney take care of your case. Let your attorney talk to the district attorney's office. Let him know that you are residing there, that your mom lives there, that your mom owns a place, and that you believe that he's no longer there, and let that attorney investigate to try to see if they can verify that. If it's verified, like I said, I don't mind changing it, okay? All right, do you have any other questions that, at this time? All right, if you would just have a seat, I will appoint you an attorney, okay? Thank you. Millie? Page 16, Andrea Lopez, court appoint. Okay. All right, well, so far, that's it for now. Let me see. Oh, I have one more person. Jaber Cantu, come on up. Okay, sir. How do you pronounce your first name?
Javier.
Javier. Okay. Do you spell it with a B or a B? Is a B? Okay, because I noticed it with a B. Okay, Mr. Cantu. You do not have a lawyer this morning, is that right? Okay, Mr. Cantu, I just wanted to inform you, sir, of why you're here and what you're being accused and charged with. You're here being accused and charged with the offense of resisting arrest. That is a Class A misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced to up to 1 year in the county jail, and you can be given a maximum fine of up to $4,000. I noticed that this was an offense that was alleged to have occurred on June the 15th of this year. You were arrested on this charge. You did go to jail. I do see that you went before a judge at the jail, a magistrate judge. The magistrate judge released you on a personal bond. But I do see that the magistrate judge went ahead and issued some bond conditions or signed some bond conditions, which I have to believe you have a copy of. All right, I want to remind you, sir, that those bond conditions is a court order. If you violate any of the conditions that bond, you're subject to having your bond that you have on this case revoked, and you can be taken back into custody. Now, you're going to need an attorney, sir, to represent you on this case. I see that you are working as a landscaper, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to give you two options regarding a lawyer. I can reschedule your case to allow you time to hire your own attorney, or would you like the court to appoint you an attorney this morning?
schedule that way, I'll see if I can hire her.
Okay.
But if there's an issue with that, is there any way to-
No, just come back and we'll discuss, okay? But if you're gonna try to hire your own, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If you want to try to hire your own attorney, that's fine with me. Now, I will tell you that if you do hire an attorney, just have that attorney contact this court before your next court date. You, sir, do not have to come back to court as long as you have an attorney representing you, okay? However, if you don't have an attorney on the next court date, you will have to return to court. All right, sir. Any questions on anything I mentioned to you, sir? All right, if you would just have a seat, we'll reset your case, okay? Thank you. Millie? Page 2, Javier Cantu, THA. Okay. Well, Ms. Dykeman, that's all we have for now. I'm just waiting for a couple of lawyers.
Man,
So if
court
you
is
like, you may have a
slow
seat.
this morning across the
All right,
board. Judge
thank you.
Rodriguez just went on a couple minutes ago, so I'm surprised that he already. And this is the reality.
Did
of
I
it,
give you
is
page 16, Lopez Court of Point? Did I give you that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
I know you guys see, a ton of court cases, or not so much live court cases, but court videos online. Excuse me. The reality of it is court is not always predictable.
Oh, yes,
It's
sir.
not
Good morning.
always
How are you?
One right
Yes,
after
sir. Come on
another.
up.
So
What you got this morning?
let's see what we got here.
David, okay, for Lucioni? Oh, yeah, I got it here. Okay, let's see here. Oh, is he here?
Yes, yes.
All right, let's call him up. Jose Lucioni and Camila. This is on page 17, Lucioni. All right, I noticed that this was an allegation of a bond violations. Were you able to see what they were?
Roughly, it was kind of general, I didn't get too specific.
Right.
Violated his
Yeah,
bond.
Unfortunately, we can't be too specific, but it's kind of general. All right, sir, you're Jose Lucioni? Mr. Lucioni, you're here with your attorney. You're here because you're being charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated as a second offender. You were given some bond conditions back on January the 8th of this year.
So somewhere in one
And
of these bond
specifically, I
violations,
see
he
on your bond
violated one.
conditions, you were ordered to have a portable interlock device where you're blowing on every day. So you have a portable, right? Small, okay. I received a report of a violation of your conditions of bond. Specifically, sir, what I see is that between May the 12th of this year to June 14th of this year, there were 6 times where you failed to blow during your scheduled time periods.
So if you're not familiar with how
that
interlocks
failure to
work,
blow
it's
or
not just
skipping
blow
that,
once and you start the
time
car.
period is a violation of your
They'll
conditions of
actually
bond.
alert you
violation
as you're
can
driving. They'll
cause,
start
this
beeping or
court
however
to
the
revoke your
technology is
bond and put
nowadays.
you back
It
into
used to
custody.
be
You understand, sir?
either random
Now, I do
intervals
have
or
to ask you,
preset
sir,
intervals. So while
do
you're
you
driving to
know the
work, you
time
hop in the
periods
car
where
in the
you have to
morning,
blow on your
you
machine?
blow in the
Okay.
interlock.
Is there
Okay, that
any
unlocks your
particular
ignition.
time
You start the
period
car.
that you have been
You're
having
ready
a
to go.
problem
You're
with
driving down the
blowing?
highway. You're sipping your coffee. Your interlock starts beeping. You got to pick it up.
10 to 2,
You
10
blow
midnight?
until it tells you to
Do you
stop.
work
It makes kind of like a
during the
whining
day?
noise usually.
And what time do you usually
Until
get up to go to
the
work?
beeping stops, or however, maybe they talk
6
to you
a.m.?
nowadays. I don't know.
And
I was never a
what time do
violator
you
myself, but I
usually
knew
go to
plenty of
bed?
people that had them. Then you would put it back down. You
Okay.
continue to drive to work.
Say if you
Depending on
did
how
not
long your
have to
drive
blow.
is, you might have to blow 2 or 3 times.
Really? Okay.
As the trip
All right.
continues. So you don't, it's not
Honestly,
just a blow
6 is
once or have
not
your friend blow.
too
Having your friend blow doesn't
whole
work either.
bunch.
There's actually a small
I have
camera.
not received
Every
any
time the car is,
report that
the ignition
indicates
is
that you, when you
activated,
did
that camera
blow,
comes on and
that,
it watches
there was
you
any alcohol
and it records
in your
you
system.
doing the,
And Camila, do you see this kid?
the blow
Is he
for the
compliant with his
interlock.
UAs?
It would know
Okay, so
if
you are
somebody else
compliant with
other
your
than you
UAs, so
did that interlock
here's what
because
I'm
they
gonna
do
do.
monthly downloads.
It's
In
just a
those
warning.
downloads, the
But I
video
tell you
has
what,
to match the
would it
interlock
be
blow.
helpful if we
Otherwise, what
switched
happens
the
is
time
it's marked as a
period
fail and it
in
would go to
the
the judge
evening
like
to
this did.
scoot it up a little
So there were
bit?
6 times where he
Now,
failed to blow
what
during an
time do you
interlock
usually
intersection.
get
So
off of work?
the car might have been running and he's driving down the highway
3
and
and 5. All right.
he could
So
have been
because you
drinking while
have
he was
a time
driving and he
period
just
between
didn't
5
want to
and 8.
blow.
What if I switch that to 4 to 8, 4 to 7? Would that help?
The mornings is.
No, I'm talking about the afternoon. So the reason I want to do is I want to switch from 4 to 7 and then move up your time period in the evening from 9 to 11. Would that would be better for you? I'm assuming you have no objections. Okay, so Camila, do we need to amend the conditions? Okay, so we're gonna amend your bond conditions. We're gonna switch your time period in the afternoon from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay, you got that, Camila? Okay, so that way, hopefully you won't have any problems. You have not have any issues in the morning, right? Okay, no worries. So hopefully when we switch it, you won't have any issues with blowing. And all it takes you, how long does it take to blow the machine? Yeah, I mean, how long does it take when you blow and you finish? Yeah, exactly. Less than a minute, right? So right at 9, blow, you're done. As long as you don't have any alcohol, you're done. Okay, I know. So it just takes you 1 minute. So as soon as 9 o'clock hits.
So his interlock
blow,
device,
done.
being it a portable
You can go to-
interlock
you can go to
device,
bed. All right, will that
that's going to
help?
be a little bit different than
Okay,
what
we'll do that.
than what I'm talking
So
about.
we're
The
gonna
one I'm
have
talking
you
about is a
sign your
regular
amended bond
interlock
conditions
device
with
that
your
goes
new
into the
schedule.
ignition of
Just
the
make
car,
sure,
and the car will
starting
not
today,
start.
start blowing those time
It
periods.
sounds like his
And
portable
you'll be fine.
during the
Now,
time frames in
do you know
which
what's going on
Judge
with the case
Rodriguez has
itself?
set here is you have to blow during those time frames. So that's when you're most likely to drink and drive, I would assume,
Sure.
at least in his time. So,
like to accept the feedback.
No worries. I don't mind resetting it. Okay, it's not extremely old. All right, Mr. Luciano, we're going to reschedule your case to allow time for your attorney to discuss this case with the district attorney's office to find out how we can resolve it. On your next court date, sir, you don't have to come to court unless your attorney wants you to come, okay? You're good. All right, any questions? Any questions?
No.
All right, so right behind you is my priest also. Go with her, sign your bond conditions, have a seat, we'll reset your case. And you just get a court date from the court. Okay, you're welcome. Take care. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on up. So how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm very close with the Montes.
With who?
The Montes.
Jay Jacob? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and his son. Yeah.
I apologize, guys. My other monitor here is acting up, so I had to take care of it real
I
quick.
don't want to do. I said, we have lunch about it.
Yeah.
And criminal, and his son was telling me all the stories.
Well,
Um,
it's funny. I known his dad for
just to let you
many
know,
years.
it looks like
Okay. And he does both
the Honorable Judge
immigration.
J.
He's-
Cedric
he's got
Simpson's
a firm
preliminary
of
examination
immigration
docket for
and I
uh,
think employment.
June 23rd
It's his
today.
partner. I
It
don't
looks
know if
like
you
his
know Danny
courtroom
Ramirez,
is starting to
partner.
get busy.
He does employment.
So I imagine that
And they
we'll
have
be
an office
switching
up
over to
north
that
off
very
of Airline, I
soon. So
believe.
if you are
And so
here
it's so
for
funny
Judge
that his
Simpson's
son
cases,
decided to go to law
it
school.
looks like we should
And
be able to
what's
get
so
rocking on those very
interesting
shortly. And
and-
as soon as
about it
as I see
is that when his son went to
people
law
stand
school, my
for
wife
Judge
went to law
Simpson,
school
we'll
in
go
South
ahead and
Texas.
swap over unless something crazy is going on
they
here.
were, I believe, in the same
So if
section.
you're here
They
for
started
that,
on the same section. Wow,
trust
what a
me,
cool
I am watching
coincidence.
it like a hawk.
And
Okay.
so my wife was telling me, hey, I have
As
this,
soon as Judge
this friend
Simpson's
of mine who just
court
started law school named
becomes
Jacob
active,
Monty.
we're going to
Take him
swap
on.
right over to it. I
And he
promise.
said, yeah, his dad's, I said, really? So I met him, super nice guy, super nice guy.
So
And
I was at an event, and they told me, you know, this show. I was like, yes, we know each other. And, the song.
yeah, son, Jacob. Okay. In fact, I saw him in when he became an attorney. Yeah. So, no, I've known him and his dad. Now I know since he started law school. So my wife and him were classmates.
I've known Dad for, I came in 2006, I think 2011.
Like 20 years or so. Yeah, me too. Okay.
You know, we're sort of interested in the same things, Judaism. I'm not Latino, but I have a lot of connections.
Well, he
Muted myself. I'm famous for that, by the way. He just muted. They're just kind of BSing right now. So he just muted his mic. I'm checking back over right now into the court of Judge Simpson. And like I had said just a moment ago, it's starting to fill up again. I imagine, with my very little bit of intelligence, that they're going to probably get going here very soon. There's lots of attorneys in there now. In fact, I'll give you a brief shot of what it looks like over in that courtroom right now. I apologize. They did go private, so I imagine things are going to get going here very shortly. Private is usually when typically the judge would be on the bench. In Judge Simpson's case, I'm just going based off of how he typically operates. Typically, he would be on the bench, and an attorney would approach or a client would approach. That's usually when it would go private. Oh, here we go.
My record should reflect we had a brief bench conference in that case, and I'll pass that matter momentarily. And Miss Force.
Mhm.
She'll be signing it,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if she
I'll make
knows
sure.
to put her name, but somebody will sign it.
Okay, yeah. That'll.
Court calls case, People versus Tabria Story.
Joining Senior Assistant Public Defender, Representative Schwartz.
Your name, ma'am?
Yes, Jabria story.
All right, she's waiving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you're waiving your right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that that's a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed.
Yes,
You understand you'll not have that hearing, you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
yes.
People also waive their right, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor, there was an offer that was extended by my place on the record.
Yes.
The offer was she could either take the plea today or waive up and take the plea at the First Circuit Court pretrial. The offer being to plead to an added count 4 of attempted resisting instructing, as well as an added count 5 of assault or assaulting battery. That being the 1 year and the 93-day misdemeanors respectively, with counts 1 through 3 being dismissed upon acceptance of plea.
That is correct, Your Honor.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendants bound over to circuit court on counts 1 and 2 with 3 following. Ms. Gaines.
Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt of the information and waive its reading. At this time, my client wishes to stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
August 17th at 1:30 with Judge Moon.
August 17, 2026, 1:30, Judge Hamud. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yates.
All right, so it sounds like they need more time on that case, so
All right.
that they go out and they
Are
had to
we,
reschedule on that. At least over in the circuit cases, or the circuit courts. So probably not back with Judge Simpson on that one.
Right, but at least there was a witness that had an appointment, and so I'm gonna start and get that witness out of the way so they can get on their way. And then maybe we could figure out the other one.
I'll call for
So I only have 2
Other than that, yes,
other than that.
correct. You have Miss Force and then you have Mr. Mullins.
Got it. Okay. I force it on Mr. Mullins' case. All
Okay,
right,
I will call for the defendants.
all right. Very good. We're ready on Zimmerman, is that correct?
You are ready, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like the next one's coming up right now. Once again, if you're just joining in, Judge Simpson has a few smaller cases that we're watching right now. From the sounds of what we just heard, is there's 2 more smaller cases before a larger case begins. The larger case is obviously what I'm most interested in. However, he says he's just such a fantastic judge all the way around. I love watching him. But we got to get through these smaller ones before we get to the larger case. I'm not exactly sure what time the larger case is
Court
going to
does
begin
call the
today.
case of the People versus Kyle Zimmerman.
Your Honor, bring the book to people.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alex Warren Green on behalf of Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Zimmerman, could you please state your name for the court?
Hi, Mr. Zimmerman. Michael Geddes of Mr. Zimmerman.
All right.
He
Very good.
looks real thrilled to be there, don't he?
All right.
The preliminary examination, the people are ready to proceed. There are a couple preliminary housekeeping matters. We can address those for you.
Yes.
Just first and foremost, I'm not sure if the defense is calling witnesses. I know I have a number of witnesses. I think that's registration before. At this point, the defense
does not plan to call any witnesses. We would likewise ask for sequestration.
All right, all witnesses are hereby ordered to question from the courtroom and should not discuss their testimony or impending testimony with any other witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. As a second matter, I informed Mr. Gaddy, I think it was brought up on the record at the last PCC, people are intending, if the evidence shows, to add 2 additional counts to the information, that being account 5 of bank robbery, as well as account 6 of felony firearm in relation
Oh,
to
wow.
that bank robbery.
That's quite a
Finally,
serious
Your Honor, I
case.
believe there is a stipulation as to a prior felony conviction, that being the attempt robbery, the Third Circuit Court.
That's definitely a serious case.
So-
6 counts, including bank
For
robbery and
the-
use of firearms. It doesn't take
No
much
felony
to
possession,
draw
I just don't-
upon
Felony
what
and
happened here.
possession, the predicate felony, you're stipulating that one does exist.
We would stipulate, Your Honor.
All right.
For exam purposes.
Understood.
I believe that's all the housekeeping matters I have before we begin testimony.
Anything additional for the defense?
Your Honor, I would just state, with respect to the potential of added counts, I related that to my point, the potential consequences that come along with that, but I have nothing further at this time.
All right, and I do, so that I know this isn't a surprise today because I recall it being mentioned at the last PCC.
And also just
As to the bank robbery, yes, sir.
Hmm?
As to the bank robbery, yes.
But not as to the felony firearm you're indicating?
That is correct, Your Honor, but Mr. Cook told me this morning.
Okay.
And just to make clear, those counts are going to be added regardless if the defendant waived or held the exam.
So the
Whether
idea
he
is they
waived
wanna
or
add
held.
count 5 and count
Okay.
6,
All right. Very
which
good.
would be those,
All right. There being nothing else, call your first witness.
Melanie Law.
Court 5 bank robbery, Court 6 felony firearms. So it sounds like
And please come forward and be sworn.
it sounds like they want to add those charges to his card. So let's see what happens here. They're calling a first witness on this case.
Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. State, spell your first and last name for the record, please.
My name is Melanie Hall. MELEHOF.
All right, very good. May inquire.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Hoff. How are you? Ma'am, I want to draw your attention back to December 5th of 2025. Do you remember that day?
Of course.
And specifically in the late morning, early afternoon, were you ever at a Chase Bank?
Yes.
Which Chase Bank were you
This is,
at?
Chase Bank. Okay.
At Westgate.
Is that 24 West Stadium Boulevard? Is that here in Washtenaw County? What were you doing at the bank?
I went inside, so I asked the teller about the money. Bills, the different kind of bills I wanted to get for withdrawing cash.
Did anything out of the ordinary happen while you were having that conversation?
The teller and I were discussing the bills, and the next thing I heard was, this is a holdup, give me your cash.
Were you able to see
wow.
who said that?
Well, I turned and looked at the person. Now, the person had on a mask and a hat. And what I really saw was the gun that was pointed directly at me.
That would be terrifying.
What sort of gun was pointed at you?
Well, I'm not an expert, but you know, a pistol.
Okay. Who was holding that gun?
The person who was holding up the bag.
That was the person that you made that exclamation prior?
Yeah.
Had you
Pretty
ever
serious
met that
case.
individual before?
No.
Can you describe what that individual was wearing?
Well, he had on a, you know, one of those hat folds over, mid cap and the mask. And then he had, because it was December, a heavy coat.
What did this individual do with the gun?
He pointed it at me.
Poor lady.
Did he make
That
any
would be
statement
terrifying.
other than the previous statement that you said?
Not that I can recall.
How long was the gun pointed at you?
Well, I sort of responded in fright and I immediately removed myself and crouched behind the sign. So it was, I don't know.
That's something that would
1,
burn in
2
your
minutes,
memory for
I don't
life.
know,
That would be
'cause
absolutely terrifying.
I went
I
around to
I
the
own
sign.
firearms.
Okay.
When you say
I
it was
train
1,
with
2 minutes, are you
firearms,
referring to the whole
but to be on
interaction
the
or the
opposite
amount of
side of
time
that
the
barrel is a
defendant,
whole
or
nother
sorry, that this
story.
individual had the gun pointed at you?
Sorry, I can't.
Okay, that's fine.
Especially in her case, just someone going into a bank, just living an average
What
day,
happened
and
after
then
this
staring at
individual
the
made that
barrel
exclamation?
of a gun. It's terrifying.
Well, I don't remember what I did, but witnesses told me I screamed.
So, that would be hearsay, so
Okay. But
you go ahead.
I lost my voice.
Do you remember how you felt when this was happening?
Scared.
I don't blame her. I'd be terrified.
Did you ever think at any point that that gun would be used against you?
Of course I did.
Do you know if that gun was loaded or not?
No idea.
I'm gonna go a little bit out of order here, Your Honor.
That's fine.
Showing defense counsel what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 2. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Ma'am, I'm handing you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 2. Can you please take a look at that document and tell me what it is?
That's the person who confronted me.
And is this photograph a fair and accurate reflection or photograph of the attire and the outfit that that individual was wearing that day? Your Honor, move to admit what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit number 2.
Any objection or what here?
No objection.
Exhibit 2 is admitted.
I am a copy for the court. Permission to publish?
Yes.
So that
How long
document
was
that
that
he handed is
individual
officially on record
in
at this point. Both parties
the
have agreed
bank
to enter it into
that
evidence.
morning?
Sorry, I can't really tell you that answer.
Okay. Were you injured in any?
No.
Did this individual ever discharge the weapon?
What do you mean by this?
Did they ever shoot it or did they ever?
No.
Oh.
That's definitely for the best in her case.
If I can have just 1 second, please, Your Honor.
Well, you do that. I just want to clarify one thing. In the bank, I've never been in that bank. So are there a series of windows and you were at one of them?
Correct. And there was nobody else at the other windows.
Okay.
And there were no other customers waiting in line. It was pretty empty.
Okay. Okay. And so you're at one of the windows talking to the teller.
Right.
And that's when what you described occurred.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Go
Well,
ahead.
if that doesn't start,
Nothing further for this witness.
what will.
All right. Nothing further. Cross-examination.
So they're switching to a cross-examination now at this point. The state's done with her, so the defendant gets their chance.
Good morning, Ms. Hoff. My name's Alex
Defendant's
Warren.
attorney, I should say.
Represent Mr. Zimmerman in this case. Ms. Hoff, you described the person you saw at the bank that morning as a white male with a zip-up hoodie and a beanie. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. And you said that person produced a gun. You said they pointed it at you. Okay. And I'm not sure if you described it in your direct examination with the prosecutor, but you said the gun looked silver. Is that your recollection? Okay. And on your direct testimony, you said that the person said something to the effect of, "This is a holdup, give me the cash." Is that correct? Okay. You remember at the time of the incident being asked to provide a statement to the bank, do you?
You mean afterwards?
Yes.
It's kind of a blur to me. After the incident and the person left,
I can't blame her on
they
not
just
remembering
had
certain
me
things.
sit in a chair all by myself.
You got to try to place
And
yourself in her
then
shoes
somebody
and just
came
having an average
probably
day
20 minutes to a half hour later, who's
to
the
that.
representative of the
Yeah,
bank, and they
some
asked
people
me
just
questions,
their
but
brain just overfires
I
and they
don't
can't
know if
process
it was
it.
a statement per se.
Okay. You remember telling someone at the bank that you did not wish to give a statement because you weren't sure if you were in the right mindset, maybe?
Oh, no, I never said that.
Okay. You remember telling someone from the bank, and I don't want to mischaracterize what you did or didn't tell them, so correct me if I'm wrong.
I just want to point out really quick too that the camera, how it's like choppy and the audio choppy and whatnot, that's actually on Judge Simpson's side, not on
You
our
remember
side.
telling them you weren't sure you could fill it out accurately at the time due to the stress of the incident?
I don't have any recollection of that. What I do have recollection of was that everything seemed to be taking a long time. And I just wanted to leave the bank and get home.
You
So they
can't
wanted
blame her
me
on
to
that.
talk to some, I don't know if it was a psychologist or whatever, but I said, I'm fine. I just want to go home. I have Pilates class at 1 and I wanted to. So I didn't. I remember denying psychological help, but I don't remember anything else.
Okay. You did talk to a police officer, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
So at this point,
I know I talked to people.
the defendant's lawyer is
who
trying to
called me
question
on the
her
phone.
credibility in this case and her memory in this case to be used
What
as a
happened
witness,
that
basically.
day, I can't remember all
The goal is to
specific
impeach her
details. I
and
remember
not
it
be able
took
to
a
use her
long
as a
time
witness
for the
because
police.
maybe her memory recollection
Okay.
wasn't good enough. And maybe that's why she
Remember
can't be
telling
used
the
as a
police
credible witness.
officer that you were uncertain exactly what the white male with the zip up hoodie said?
That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to impeach
If
the
I
witness.
showed you a
question her
report from
credibility
the
due to her
officer you
memory
spoke to,
of
do
the
you think that
incident,
might help
basically,
refresh your recollection?
which would then dismiss her testimony.
If you want to show it to me, that's fine.
Okay. Do you think that would help refresh your recall of what you told the officer?
Possibly.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach with that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, this tactic here, basically everything has been off recollection from this point on. As soon as she sees this document here, basically the recollection part is gone. This is the memory refresher.
Ms. Hoff, can you tell me if reviewing that refreshes your recollection when you've had an opportunity to do that?
I see that, but
May I approach you on?
Wait.
Ms. Hoff, did that refresh your recall of what?
particularly.
Okay. In this case, you were never asked to identify a suspect by being shown an array of pictures, were you?
Never asked because they had all the footage from the bank.
Sure. You were never brought to a police station and shown a lineup of people? Okay. Your Honor, I have nothing
exactly what's
further at
gonna
this
happen
time. Ms.
with
Hoff, I
this.
appreciate your time. Hold on.
Hold on one moment, Ms. Hoff. We'll get you out of here. Is there any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Hoff, thank you very much. You may step down.
Basically, with her recollection of the incident, it's not vivid enough, basically, for
Or
them
we
to
continue
say
this
for
exam. I heard the
sure
court said it has some other matters that it wanted.
Well, I think
that it's
I
against
cleared
him.
everything but one, but I didn't have a status
So I think she may
on
end up being
Mr.
impeached
Mullen
as a
and Mr.
witness
Kennedy.
due to the credibility. Nothing against her or her
I
character
don't
or
know where
anything.
they are.
It's a terrifying situation, I'm
I've seen
sure.
them go in and out, so you're gonna go check. I just want to know if they're ready. If it's something simple, then fine, but.
However.
If they're not ready, we can try to get one or two. I have to take a break to do one thing.
Understood. We'll call Raven Roberts. I will go grab her.
All right. Yes. Do that one.
Yes.
Uh,
While they're doing
You
these
signed in.
couple of small things, I have to step away and feed my dog, Harley. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to leave this playing. I'll be back momentarily,
Gotcha.
okay?
Let's try to get this one.
Thanks for watching Live with Cowboy, guys.
All
Like
right,
and
ma'am,
subscribe.
come
Post
forward
your
and be sworn.
notifications on so you always get notified when I either go live or
Chief.
post new content. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
You take a seat, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Absolutely. They spell your first and last name. Correct?
Name is Raven Roberts, our name.
You may inquire.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Roberts. How are you doing? Ma'am, I want to draw your attention back to December 5th, 2025. Do you remember that day? How were you employed on that day? Do you remember which branch of the Chase Bank you worked for? Do you remember the address for that bank? Were you working that day? When were you working? At any points during that day, well, I'll phrase the question this way. Did anything out of the usual happen in the late morning, early afternoon of that day? What happened?
Almost right at Duncan.
I want to walk backwards a little bit. When you say robbed at gunpoint, was this by an individual, a group of individuals? Who robbed you?
Just one.
When did that person arrive at the bank?
Exact.
Do you know when you first saw that individual in the bank? Was there anything about the individual that drew your attention to them before the robbery?
Person was covered with that.
When you say covered besides the eyes, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a photo up there? Oh.
Yeah.
If you take a look at what's been admitted as People's Exhibit number 2, do you recognize who's in that photograph?
Yes.
Who is that?
Okay.
What did that person do when they entered the bank before the robbery?
Something I couldn't really see what the person was doing. Something.
What happened then?
After that, they came into the branch and came up to my window where the customer was standing and pulled out the gun and said,
Do you know what type of gun this was? Was it a long gun or like a handgun? Do you know if that gun was loaded? Did they ever point the gun at you or anyone else? Who did they point the gun at? Did they point the gun at anyone else? Okay. Is there any cameras set up inside the bank that records what's going on in the bank? Do you know if any of those cameras captured this incident?
No, I'm back, folks. Sorry
If you
about
were to
that.
see some of that footage, would you be able to recognize it? We can put me up, and I'm gonna put up what's going to be marked as people's proposed exhibit 1 for authentication purposes. I'm sort of stopped here about 1 second in once it comes up. There we go. Ma'am, do you recognize this video? Or do you recognize what's in
So
this
that was
video?
the woman that was just on as
How
a
do you recognize
witness
it?
that the defendant's attorney was trying to impeach as far as credibility goes.
And have you seen this video prior to testifying? And is this video a fair and accurate representation of what happened during this robbery? I move to admit what's been marked as people's proposed exhibit 1.
No objection. No objection. Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Permission to publish?
Yes.
And for the record, this is a 9-second long video. I'm starting at the 1
So this is
second mark.
officially on the
I'm
record
just gonna
now.
play it through.
Both parties have agreed to enter this into evidence.
Thank you. We can take me off, please. How did you feel? What was going through your head when this individual told you that you were visible?
I was scared.
Did you do anything in response to being told that you were being robbed? Who else was around when this was happening? Do you know if that person yelled anything? What did they yell? In the video, we see the individual walk off the frame of the camera. What happened after that point?
He ran up.
Do you know where that individual ran to?
To the left of the building and
Was this individual able to actually get any money from the bank? Do you know if you saw them take anything from the bank? Were you injured in any way? I may have 1 second, please, Your Honor.
Wait.
That's the witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Time for the
Good morning, Ms.
defense's
Roberts.
time.
My name is Alex Warren Green. I represent Mr. Zimmerman in this case. Ms. Roberts, in this case, you completed a standard suspect description form that was provided by the bank you work for, right? Okay. You were not asked by the police to do a photo identification or an in-person identification in this case, were you? Okay. Your recall is that the suspect was 5'9".
I don't know.
Okay, you remember putting that on the suspect description form I referenced earlier? Okay, would it refresh your recollection to take a look at that? Okay, Your Honor, may I approach with the...
So once again, as soon as this goes up to the witness, this isn't going from memory anymore. This is going to be going from fact.
And
per
Ms. Roberts,
fact.
just let me know if that refreshes your recall.
It is a tactic that lawyers use quite often.
Would you agree that you at least noted the suspect was 5'9"?
Right.
Okay, so that was an approximation. You also noted that he was in his mid-50s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You did not indicate the suspect's eye color in that report, did you?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, if I may retrieve that report.
Right.
Thank you. Ms. Roberts, the exhibit that was admitted as People's 2 is still in front of you, the photograph, right? Okay, you'd agree with me from that photograph. You can't tell what eye color that person has, right? They don't appear to be blue, do they?
No.
And they appear to be dark. Would you agree with that? Okay. The video that the prosecutor showed you on your direct examination, that was your entire interaction with the suspect at the register. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. And from the time the suspect ran out of the branch to the time the police arrived, you'd agree that was about 3 minutes, right?
No, I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember it being longer by any significant amount?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time.
I just have one question. You came up with a height of 5'9". Are there doorways that are marked with height? So that was your estimation
Yeah.
as best you could. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Go ahead. Any,
No regret, Your Honor.
all right, ma'am. Thank you very much. You may step down. Okay, why don't we, because I'm gonna have to do something, so why don't we take a break in this event and let me see what else I can clear out of the way and then we'll continue. All right, thank you. You can take him back. Quarter past this matter. We have this.
The forces and some. Mr. Mueller, if he's.
Mr. Wayne. Okay. All right, let me try to clear those before I then run out. Well, where's? So what did I do? It's gonna be a waiver. Let me do the waivers and then we can get Ms. Barnwell. Ms. Forces. Court does call the cases of the people versus the league. Amen.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Kennedy on behalf of people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Mulcap, I'm the defendant. It looks like you went to the restroom, Your Honor. Of course, while you take a break, I do have a waiver. That's our intention.
That's fine.
He is here, Your Honor.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can take care of the other one. Wow.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, it's okay. I just took yours because I saw you here. Ms. Barnwell, is she good? Okay. Well, tell you what, I'm going to take a break, then come back and we'll do these two and then we'll continue on with our exam. I'll just take my break now. Court stands in recess.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
So it looks like court's going to be in recess for the time being. When they come back, it sounds like they have one or two smaller things they're going to take care of, and then back to the accusation of the bank robbery with the defendant. That's the larger case today. That's the one I'm primarily interested in. We'll take care of some smaller cases, it sounds like, really quickly when they return. He has something brief he has to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, and we'll go ahead and leave this up for the time being. I'm going to check on some other courts around the country and see what's going on with there. Maybe we can hop over to one of them briefly. So just bear with me, okay? Give me just a moment. So I think we're going to hop over to Judge Raul Rodriguez while we wait on Judge Simpson to return. So just bear with me a moment. Looks like he might be having a Zoom issue at the moment. We'll give him a chance here to recover. So it looks like looks like Judge Rodriguez is his Zoom is having let's see here. Let me double check, see if I can refresh it. Oh, there we go. It looks like I got it running again. It looks like he may have stepped away for a moment as well. Now I do have Judge Simpson I do have him up on my other screen, so we are watching for him to return. In the meantime, we're going to visit in with Judge Rodriguez here. I believe he's got himself muted. He is unmuted on my end.
Do it now.
There we go.
And but typically, Judge, I don't know how long DPS waits to suspend it, because they take a
Yeah.
while.
I know.
So I'm looking at the website now. I saw it on here. I can her. Oh, there it goes. I see it. Okay, so nice. They suspended it. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So if you're just joining in, we were with Judge Simpson. He's got a large case today for an accusation of a bank robbery, felony firearms, actually six counts against this gentleman. It would be People versus Zimmerman. They are in recess at the moment, so we are just taking a brief break. This is Live with Cowboy. We watch live court cases from around the country from different judges. And I try to hang out with you guys, and I watch comments, and I will discuss anything that you guys want to discuss within reason and to the best of my ability. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys, whether you want to talk to me or not. Is completely up to you, but I enjoy watching these court cases. If I can't go live, I try to go live every single day, but as you can now see, if you watch court videos a lot on YouTube or other social media, you're seeing highlights of really good moments, or funny moments or serious moments and things like that. Live court doesn't work that way. It's a lot slower, and there's not necessarily as many exciting things. However, it's real. So this is uncut, unedited, exactly the way it comes directly from the judges. So Judge Rodriguez here, we're watching it for the time being while Judge Simpson's court with his larger case is in recess. It looks like Judge Rodriguez himself is basically in recess as well, although he is still on the bench. So he must be awaiting a case. His courtroom is typically fairly busy. So at this particular moment in time, it looks like they're just waiting on probably a lawyer would be my guess, which may be this gentleman here. I don't know. We'll have to see. But at the moment, we are just hanging out with Judge Rodriguez as we wait for Judge Simpson to return from his recess for his larger case. I believe he's got a couple of small cases that he's going to handle quickly so they can get them out of the way, and then we can go right back to the larger case at hand, which is the accusation of attempted and/or I believe it's attempted bank robbery, but there are some felony counts in there, and he is a felon from another court as well for an attempted burglary. So it's a rather good case. So I highly recommend that you stick around and wait for Judge Simpson's court to come back into session. It's in recess at the moment. So if you guys have ever stopped in and hung out with me, you know that my best friend in the world is my Great Dane Harley. He's right here beside me. You can't see him on camera at the moment. Let's see if he'll come here. Harley, come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. He works on his time, okay? Come here, puppy. What are you doing? This is a good boy. Is he a good boy? You can kind of see him. This is a good boy. Yes, you are. I gotta go out and give him his lunch here. Are you hungry? You want to eat? Are you hungry? That's a yes. So while we are waiting and we have nothing exciting going on, I'm gonna go throw his food down for him real quick and let him eat. I will return momentarily. I am going to leave the screen on I do have Judge Simpson's court pulled up on another monitor. So as soon as action begins in any of the courts that I'm monitoring today, I will absolutely bring you guys in immediately. So give me just a moment. I'll be back with you incredibly briefly. I'm just going to go feed Harley. So I will be right back. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching Live with Cowboy.
Morning, good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, good.
Just wanted to listen in briefly. Okay, I'm going to go throw his food down. Be right back, guys.
Oh, so it wasn't suspended?
Yes.
Let's see, June 23rd. There you go, thank you.
Council, can you give us your?
Okay, so. See you later.
No, I didn't. I think it's enough. I actually don't remember. I laugh at that. This one is low. I didn't know. Did you know? No. I did. It's all right. I'll figure it out. That's nice and weird. That was. Next. You got that shelf history up? No, it was all the floors. Unused. If you put some paper in it, so it looks like it's not just for your living. No. Okay, thank you.
Morning. Bernardo Desroches. Okay,
Judge, I don't think he's here.
no, I was told he was gonna be here, but
Confirm with Cindy because I knew she
Yeah.
spoke about it, but I have his information.
I'm just waiting. So, I mean, his appearance was waived.
Yes, but I have his information because the attorney.
Really?
emailed me. Yes.
Oh,
That should be good.
so you want to send him?
Yeah. just
Okay,
now.
then we'll just reset it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
For me? I'm down here. You want me to- But you can have. No, like this one. Yeah.
Hey, if you're still here and hanging around with me, thanks for hanging out with Live with Cowboy. I am Cowboy. And just wanted to step in momentarily while the court is still in recess. It looks like people are starting to pile back in. So my guess is Judge Simpson won't be far behind. He did say that there was a couple of really small cases that they had to handle first before they get back to the primary case, which is the defendant accused of bank robbery, felony. There's 6 counts, and there's felony gun involved as well, for felony firearm charges. But it looks like recess shouldn't remain for much longer. People are starting to pile in, so hopefully we can get back at this and get back to the primary case. That's what really entertains me the most is those larger cases, and I'm really interested to see how that continues to play out. So we'll get the smaller cases out of the way, like Judge Simpson had said, and we'll get back to what I'll call the meat and potatoes of the live stream, which is the primary case. So it looks like I said, people are starting to pile back in here. So hopefully it won't take too much more time. I'm looking forward to getting back at it. So I'm just kind of hanging out here like you guys and waiting. So we shall see shortly. But it looks like prosecution and defense is all in place to continue. So I'm hoping Judge Simpson comes back in here momentarily. So I'm going to step away briefly, use the restroom. Otherwise, I'll be right back to hang out with you guys. So thanks for watching Live with Cowboy. Be right back.
This force is still in. Yes. Force up first. What keep?
All rise. Yeah, 14A, District Court for County of Washington, off state of Michigan, now back in session, the Honorable Judge James.
You may be seated.
Here's please.
And we are
Get
back.
this one out of the way.
Like I said,
Court does call the
there's a
case,
couple of
People
small
versus
cases.
Brianna Force.
If you're not familiar with the channel, this is Harley, by the way. He is my
Good morning, Your Honor.
160-pound
Wendy
Great Dane that
Barnwell,
thinks he is a tiny little
P425.
puppy.
On behalf of Miss Force.
Hello, Miss Force.
So
right.
a couple of smaller cases he's going to handle right now, and then we're going to get back to the primary case, which is
Your
the
Honor,
one
we would
I'm most
respectfully
intrigued
move to
with, so.
dismiss.
People being unable to proceed, this case is dismissed. That's on defendant's motion without. All right. Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
You just want to be on camera?
Court does call the case, People versus Khalid Ahmad.
I know.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Good morning.
We need to feel that. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Mullen on behalf of the defendant.
Sir, can you, name, please?
Khalid Ahmed.
And my understanding, this a waiver?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're waiving your right to a preliminary examination.
Yes.
You understand that that's a proceeding where the people would have to show by
Yeah.
standard of probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you'll not have that hearing, that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, Your Honor.
People also waive their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on all 5 counts. You acknowledge receipt of the information waiver reading?
I do, Your Honor.
Your client stands muted.
Absolutely.
Defendant every way form of reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea as to all charges. Pre-trial in this matter will be set for
August 25th at 1:30 with Judge Hunky.
August 25th, 2026, 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Enjoy the rest of your week, Judge.
You do the same, sir.
He's my good boy.
Yes, sir. Is that a threat? It sounded like a threat.
It was a warning.
Okay, all right. All right, well, I'll calm down then,
Is that a threat?
right? And we're ready for him.
All right, it looks like we're getting back to the meat and potatoes. Here we go.
I think that's it, right?
This is the case that we've been
Oh, okay.
following all morning here on the live stream.
People of the state of Michigan versus Kyle Zimmer.
Good afternoon, again, Your Honor. Raymond Cook, people.
Alex Warren, great on behalf of Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Zimmerman, could you state your name again? Kyle Zimmerman.
Michael Geddes, both defendants.
All right, thank you. Ready to continue?
We're ready, Your Honor.
All right. You may call your next witness.
Well, Detective Adam Ondrovic. See?
Yes.
All right, so it sounds like they were calling a detective in now, I believe, as a witness. If you're just joining in to Live with Cowboy with Judge Simpson here, this is the people versus Kyle Zimmerman. He is accused
Please come forward, be
of
sworn.
6 counts, including attempted bank robbery and felony firearms. Obviously, not guilty until proven otherwise. So, I believe we have a detective as a witness now. Prosecution is called, so let's listen in.
Detective Adam, ADAM Ondrovic, ONDROVICK.
Yeah, CK. All right. You may inquire.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Detective. How are you doing? Detective, how are you employed?
I Tecumseh Police Department,
And in what capacity do you work for the Tecumseh Police Department?
second first,
How long have you been a detective?
4 years,
Any previous law enforcement experience?
worked for Tecumseh 12 years, prior to that with the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office for 10 years.
So 22 years total, is my math correct? At any point, were you asked to, or let me rephrase this question. Were you ever able to assist into an investigation related to a bank robbery that occurred December 5th of 2025 here in Washtenaw County?
Yes.
How were you able to assist with that investigation?
How I got involved was I was contacted by Carly Zimmerman via text that there was,
Objection, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it's not for the truth of the matter asserted.
For a state of mind as to what he did. So objections overruled. I'll take it for that.
so I was contacted and I was asked if I knew about the bank robbery. I did know already about the bank robbery because I was working that day. And it was sent out through our law enforcement contacts. And when I reviewed the images that were posted online, I immediately recognized who the suspect was.
And who did you recognize that individual as being?
Kyle Zimmerman.
Do you see that individual in the courtroom here today?
That is not.
Can you please
on our
point to them and
folks.
identify them
That
by an
is
article
on,
of clothing that they're wearing?
Judge Simpson's side there, same as the
my
choppiness in the audio.
Record may reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
Record shall so reflect with that objection.
Sir, do you have a copy of People's Exhibit 2 in front of you by any chance on the counter there?
Oh,
court have both copies? Because I think there was one.
Probably do. Yes.
Sir, do you recognize People's Exhibit 2?
Yes, that is just all of that. Solid bit.
And is that the individual you were able to recognize as the defendant?
Yes.
How do you know the defendant?
I've known Kyle for 45. Entirely. First of.
And what about that photograph led you to be able to identify the defendant?
The first thing was his eyes. Bridge of his nose. I mean, yeah, I've known him for a long time. And immediately, I knew who it was.
You said he was your cousin. Were you two close?
We were younger.
How often would you say you, over the course of knowing the defendant, you interacted with him?
Well, I would say the last 20 years, it's been more in my professional capacity than it has been as a personal or for family.
I guess let me refine the question. Have you interacted with him as an adult or just when you were kids?
No, as an
When was the last time prior to December 5th that you had seen the defendant?
I would probably say at a sporting event where his son, one of our, we have local football games, his son played on our football team. I went to school research officer.
When was that?
The year prior to this, so the fall of that summer. I mean, so what this happened this year, or what year was, I guess I could live in it, you know, that was the day, I can't remember.
So it sounds
So,
like he actually knows.
Prior
the
to December
defendant.
5th, 2025, when was the last time you had seen the defendant?
I would say it was that fall, sometime at a football
So
game.
so he has.
So it'd been a couple months.
He
Am I
has a
hearing correctly?
relationship with the
Okay.
defendant in some form here.
Did anyone ask you to identify the defendant?
Sister asked me, I look.
Did law enforcement reach out to you prior to you reaching out to them about this case? I can have one moment, please, Ron.
I believe, and don't quote me, that they said that there was some form of family connection there.
Witness.
Cross-examination.
So cross-examination. So this is the defense's turn to go ahead
Afternoon,
and
detective.
examine the detective. here.
My name's Alex Foreign-Green. I represent Mr. Zimmerman in this case. Detective, on direct examination, you said that Kyle's sister asked you to take a look at the picture. Is that correct?
She asked if I'd seen it.
Okay. Is Kyle's sister a law enforcement officer? So on
I didn't
December
hear the answer to
9th,
that, unfortunately. with the audio.
2025, you left a voicemail for Detective Ross at the Ann Arbor Police Department. How did you call him directly?
Detective Van Alstine. I
Okay.
gave the officer in charge's phone number.
And that was after you saw a photo of the suspect in this alleged bank robbery, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you were 99.5% sure that the person in that photo was your cousin, right?
Oh, okay. So they're cousins. They're cousins.
And
That's what I thought. So
You
his cousin is this detective.
said on direct examination, did you say you've known him for 40 years?
I'm 45.
Okay. Over 40 years, right? And right.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing you mentioned is Kyle always wears glasses. Is that your recollection?
I have seen him without glasses. I worked in Long County Jail and he didn't always have glasses on there either.
Okay. You remember telling the detective in charge that he always wears his glasses?
Okay.
All right. The picture, is that still in front of you, People's Exhibit 2? Not wearing glasses in that picture. And he is wearing a mask that covers from kind of the tip of the nose and to underneath his chin. Is that accurate? And he's wearing a beanie hat that covers the hair and the eyebrows, right? You know Kyle to have blue eyes, right?
Yes, I mean, I don't know, I would say I would know what his eye color is right off the bat, but.
Okay. You can't conclude from that picture, the person in that picture has blue eyes, right? Okay.
So they're trying to.
Another
say
thing you
that-
gave to the detective in charge was contact information for Kyle's dad, right? William Zimmerman?
that in that photo
Yes, I
that
did
they
pass
can't
on
conclusively
family
tell
members'
that there's
contact.
blue eyes.
You
Apparently
provided information
Kyle
for William
has
Zimmerman.
blue
Did you
eyes.
also provide information for
However,
Keenan
that photo, which
Zimmerman?
we've seen for ourselves, if you've been in here for a
I
while,
definitely
it's
wouldn't have
really
had
hard to
any
see an
phone.
eye color at all.
You know a
but I
person
see
named
what the
Keenan,
defense is doing here.
Keenan Zimmerman, right?
That's his brother.
Okay. You'd agree Keenan is approximately 5'9" tall?
Can't say yes, but I don't know how tall he is.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Keenan?
Long time.
A long time,
15 years, probably.
over 15 years. Okay. You know if Keenan's shorter than Kyle?
Last time I saw Keenan, he was probably.
Okay. Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time.
All right.
Thank you, Detective.
Redirect.
Briefly, Your Honor.
Yes.
Detective, have you ever seen the
Redirect the
defendant wear
prosecution? Okay.
sunglasses where you couldn't see the color of his eyes? Let me phrase it differently. Have you ever seen the defendant without being able to see his eyes? For example, wearing a baseball hat that covers his eyes.
Yeah, I've seen baseball hat before.
Were you able to recognize him without being able to see his eyes then? Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
So yeah, they're trying to say that the eye color doesn't really
Your Honor,
matter.
I
I mean, it's
have nothing
with
further.
the
Thank you.
glasses, you're not.
Detective, thank you, sir. All right, thank you.
It's just not visible enough in the
Some people call
photos.
William Zimmerman.
All right.
So calling William Zimmerman, I believe they said, is next. Obviously another family member.
Sir, please come forward and be sworn.
Take seat, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Well, have a seat. State and spell your first and last name.
WILLIAM Zimmerman, ZIMMERMAN.
Thank you. You may inquire.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? Sir, do you know an individual by the name of Kyle Zimmerman?
Sir, my son.
You see that individual in the courtroom today?
So this is Kyle's father.
The record may reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
The record shows so reflect without objection.
Sir, I want to draw your attention back to December of last year, specifically December 5th of 2025. Do you remember that day?
I believe I know.
Did you have any contact with the defendant on that day?
No.
You receive, or did anyone in your family receive any text messages from the defendant on that day?
Not from the defendant, I didn't. Family members? Yeah, the family members had received, his son received one.
Your Honor, I would object to what family members received. I don't think there's an adequate foundation. I believe it's hearsay.
That makes sense.
Do you know of your own personal knowledge that those text messages were received?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see them, yeah.
Overruled. Go ahead.
So you saw some text messages, and those text messages were sent by the defendant?
Yes.
Do you remember what those text messages said?
He stated about, so he'd done something really stupid or crazy. I believe he used the phrase crazy, and that he was And then the life was over and he was ready to, want to know if the children, feel anything, anybody that may needed to be disposed of, I believe.
Oh, wow. This is his own father, too.
One second, please, Your Honor.
It sounds like, and keep in mind that I don't bear one way or another, the defense or prosecution. I'm not leaning either way. He's innocent until proven guilty, and that's just how it goes. That's how
Pass
it
the
goes in
witness.
my mind too. I can't play sides.
Cross-examination.
Sounds like Kyle's had a tough life.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zimmerman.
even
My
his
name is
own
Alex
father
Warren
is
Green. I
against him, I
represent
hear.
Kyle
So-
Zimmerman in this case.
It sounds like he's had a tough
Mr.
life.
Zimmerman, on your direct testimony, you told us that you had knowledge of text messages that were received by a family member. Okay, and none of those text messages said, I committed a bank robbery or an armed robbery, did they? Being Kyle's father, you know Kyle to have blue eyes, right?
Blonde,
Yes.
and don't know the color of his eyes. I haven't seen him that close recently. That's in green or blue, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Kyle's had a
And
tough life.
Kyle has a brother, Keenan, right?
I can tell you, my
Okay.
kids, all three kids, colors their eyes like a heart.
Keenan is shorter than Kyle, is that accurate?
Clearly, they don't have
Okay.
a very good
About
connection.
how tall is Keenan?
5'8".
Okay. I'm sorry, you said 5'7", 5'8" range. Okay.
At least probably 6 inches short.
Okay. Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time.
Can you redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you may step down. Thank you.
So that was Kyle's father's witness testimony. Clearly, they don't have a good relationship and haven't had one for quite some time. Kyle wouldn't even look at him in the eyes. There's no doubt that
People have no
there's
further
bad
witnesses
blood
and
between
rest at
them.
this time.
Any witnesses for the defense?
No witnesses from the defense would rest your name.
All right. Go ahead.
People would move for bind over on an amended information, that being work counts as charged as well as an added count 5 of bank robbery, that being contrary to MCL 750.531, as well as felony firearm for that bank robbery, that being contrary to MCL 750.227B.
750-227.
227B. Yes.
So these are the two
227B,
counts
and what
that
was
they're
the-
adding on to
The first back.
The bank
Kyle's
robbery packet
ticket
was
right now, basically.
750.531.
is bank robbery and felony
551.
firearms. So that
Your Honor, the
brings them to
court heard
6
testimony
counts
today, and
at
I
this
guess
point.
in an alternative, because I believe there may be an argument about the armed robbery, I would also argue if the court is not inclined to bind over armed robbery, that the court could bind over on an added count 7 of assault with intent to rob while armed. As there's a question about whether
possible count
no
7.
property was taken, but I believe there's a question about whether or not an actual taking is required for armed robbery. Regardless, I think the people have proven primarily the armed robbery, that being that the defendant went into this bank with a gun. I believe the testimony said, he said something along the lines of, give me the money, or this is a holdup. And certainly that put both the teller as well as Ms. Hoff, just the bank patron, in fear.
Which was the
The felony
witnesses we
firearm,
saw
of course,
earlier.
going along with the felonious assault, going along with the armed robbery. And there was a stipulation to the previous felony that would make him ineligible to possess a firearm. So I believe people have proven count 2 as well. And this happened at a bank, which is what gives cause for the added count 5, and then the felony firearm there being, again, use of a weapon or of a firearm during that bank robbery. I reserve the rest of my argument for rebuttal and move the court bind over on the amended information, adding those counts 5 and 6.
Your Honor, the defense would object to bind over. In making the bind over determination, I'd ask the court to consider the competency of the testimony with specific respect to identification of this
Which is
defendant as
what I
the
brought up.
suspect in
the
the
defense trying to
alleged
impeach the
robbery.
witnesses as far as identification
I'd
and
also ask the
recollection.
court to consider, with respect to what is charged as count 2, felon in possession of a firearm, the people do not need to show that a firearm is operable, but they do have to show some evidence that it was in fact a firearm defined as a weapon designed or intended to propel a dangerous projectile by explosive gas or air. Your Honor, I'd ask the court to consider the lack of testimony we have with respect to the design and construction of what is alleged to be a firearm in this case.
Well, I saw it, and so wouldn't that really be a question of fact?
I'd ask the court to consider it in making the bind over decision, just based on the weight of the evidence at examination.
Wasn't an answer, but wouldn't, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's really all I have with respect to what I'd ask the court to consider at this juncture. I think identification is the number one thing that we'd ask the court to consider,
which is what we talked about.
What is alleged to be a firearm, just the weight of the evidence on that, I think, goes to certainly count 2, but I'd also ask the court to
I
consider
disagree with
it
that because
in
we saw the firearm
count
in the
1
picture
armed
and the
robbery
video
and
that
the
they
added
showed
count.
earlier. So
So for purposes of preliminary examination, if I, as to the issue of identification, the 99.5% by the individual's first cousin isn't enough for bind over, is what you're indicating?
We'd ask if the court's inclined to bind over that it be over our objection.
It's always the case, but go ahead.
Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time. Those are the considerations we'd ask the court to make.
All right. Thank you. Anything additional from the people?
Your Honor, I don't think there's much else to add. The court pointed out the witness who has known the defendant for decades said with 99.5% certainty, the individual that was in the photograph that was on video committing this offense was the defendant. I would again move the court to bind over on the amended information.
All right. Court's gonna take a brief, I'll come back and give you my decision.
All right.
all right, so court's going to go into recess here while the judge deliberates on everything that they've heard from prosecution and the defense. During that time, I'm going to quickly check in here and see. It looks like Judge Raul Rodriguez from Harris County, which is the same county as Judge Fleischer is from, just different courtroom. Judge Fleischer is courtroom number 5, and Judge Rodriguez number 13. He's also an excellent judge. Deals with a lot of crazy stuff as well, but everyday scenario life. They actually just went through recess, and looks like they're back at it. I don't see a ton of people in the courtroom, so I can't tell you how long it'll last for. But while in deliberation with Judge Simpson, I think we should probably pop over to Judge Rodriguez and just to keep things flowing and see what's going on there. So I will keep my other monitor up for Judge Simpson so we don't miss a thing. But we're going to pop over to Raul Rodriguez here, Judge Raul Rodriguez, while we wait.
All right, anything else? Okay, all right. At this time, the court's going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to continue with this case. So, Mr. Ledesma, the court's going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to continue with your case. You are being charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated. That is a Class B misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced to up to 6 months in the county jail, and you can be given a maximum fine of up to $2,000. It also means that if you had a valid Texas driver's license at the time of your arrest, DPS may suspend your license as a result of this arrest. So what we're going to do this morning, sir, is the court's going to order some conditions regarding your bond. Now, I see in my system that your client is 20 years old. Is that right? 20 years old? Are you 20 years old, sir? All right. Because of your age, you're under the age of 21. And I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Ledesma, that under the age of 21, you cannot go and purchase alcohol. You can't go to a bar, and get drinks and things like that. And because of your age, then the court's going to require certain things as a condition of your bond. So, Mr. Ledesma, the court's going to order while you're in bond, you'll be prohibited from possessing any firearms or any weapons. You will be ordered, and you will be prohibited also from drinking any alcohol or any controlled substance that you do not have a prescription for. You're going to undergo random urine test. We're going to test your urine, make sure you do not have any alcohol or any illegal drugs in your system. And Camila, let's waive the fees. And also because of your age, the court's going to require an interlock device. Now, I need to know, do you know if your client has a valid license to drive?
I believe it does. Do you have a voucher?
All right, so you'll be ordered to have an interlock device installed in any vehicle that you drive. Do you have plans of driving a motor vehicle, Mr. Ledesma? I'm not prohibiting you, I just need to know. All right, so if you are, then you're going to be ordered to have an interlock device. A machine is going to be installed in the vehicle in which you're going to blow on this machine every single time you drive that car. You cannot have any alcohol whatsoever on your breath. And Camila, let's do agency pay and waive the monitoring fees. Now, the other thing too is I have to let you know if there's anybody else that's going to drive that vehicle and they blow on that machine and they have alcohol, you are going to get in trouble. You understand? You're the one that's going to get in trouble. So, just be very careful. All right, Mr. Ledesma, these conditions of bond are going to remain until this case is over. I'm going to ask you to sign these conditions of bond. You'll be given a copy of these conditions. If you violate any of the conditions of bond, you're subject to having your bond revoked and you can be taken to custody. We're going to reschedule your case to allow time for your attorney to gather all the evidence that she needs. On your next court date, sir, you do not have to come to court. You let your attorney take care of your case. She will let you know if and when it's necessary for you to come to court, okay? All right, sir, any questions on anything I mentioned to you? Yeah, Brian, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, right behind you, to your right is my pretrial officer. Go with her, sign your bond conditions, have a seat, we'll reset your case. And just get a court date, yes. Thank you. Yes, sir, coming up.
Went home and tried to find a tie that would match the colorful lights.
Okay.
So I got this one.
Oh, that's nice.
I think I did pretty good matching.
You did. Now,
You have a plea for trivia?
give me 1 second.
For Petito.
Petito, okay. Let me see if I have it here.
And then
All right,
how's that go with me?
let's call him up. Jason Portillo.
So, sorry, well, I just made some adjustments on screen there. I just wanted everybody
Thank you,
tuning in to
Stephanie.
know that while I have the bottom third up about the primary case with the bank robbery,
Pull this up real quick.
that Judge Simpson's court's in recess while he's deliberating, and that I'm monitoring it closely. And at the top here, introducing Judge Raul Rodriguez. If you're not familiar with him, he's a fantastic judge. But I am monitoring.
All right, so you are Jason Portillo. Mr. Portillo, you're here with your attorney. You're here.
I'm
charged with
monitoring
the
Judge
offense of driving
Simpson's
while
courtroom
intoxicated.
extremely
That is a
closely
Class
on my
B
other monitor
misdemeanor,
here.
which means that you can be
So,
sentenced to up to
just
6
know
months in
we're
the
going to be
county
hanging
jail
out
and be given a maximum fine of up to
with
$2,000.
Judge Raul
You
Rodriguez in the
signed
meantime,
some
and we'll
documents
tune
this
right back
morning.
as the
One of the
second I see
documents
anything
that you
going on over
signed
there.
is entitled misdemeanor plea of guilty. That document, sir, says that you have certain constitutional rights. That document says that you have a right to have a jury trial, a right to confront any witnesses that may testify against you at that trial, and a right for your attorney to cross-examine those witnesses. However, when you sign that document, you give up all of those rights. Do you understand, sir? All right. Now, I do have to advise you, sir, that under federal law, if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty could result in your deportation, denial of naturalization, or admissions to this country. You also signed 2 other sets of documents. One of them says that after today, you do not have a right to appeal your case. Your case ends today. And the other document that you signed says after today, there's not going to be any more work or investigations done by your attorney or the attorneys for the state. Your case is over with today. Do you understand, sir? Now, Mr. Portillo, did you sign all of these documents freely and voluntarily? Has anyone forced you to sign any of these documents? And has your attorney answered all of your questions that you have regarding your case? Mr. Portillo, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are? Mr. Portillo, on your plea of guilty, the court finds you guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated,
DWI.
assesses your punishment at 180 days in the county jail.
So he's going
However,
to
it
jail.
will be probated
180
for a
days
period of 12
for his
months. You'll be
DWI.
placed on probation for 12 months. Conditions at probation, sir, you to enroll and complete a DWI education course. You to enroll and complete 2 victim impact panel courses. You're going to be required to do a TRAS evaluation.
I
You're gonna
agree
undergo
personally with the
random
harshness
urine
of
tests. We're gonna
DWI.
test your urine to make sure you have no
I'm an
alcohol
avid
or
motorcycle
illegal drugs
rider.
in your system. You cannot refuse
I was a kid
any
once.
of
I
those
did dumb
urine
things.
tests.
I will admit it to
You're
you.
prohibited from
I,
drinking any alcohol or any illegal
as an
drugs
adult
while on probation.
with a wife
You're
and
gonna
3
perform
kids and a
24 hours of
motorcyclist,
community service. And does your client
I have zero
plans of
tolerance for driving while
Okay.
intoxicated.
And then
My
you're gonna have
kids
a
know
guardian
this.
interlock installed in any vehicle that you drive. Now, Mr. Portillo,
Now you
these
know this too.
conditions of
I just
probation are going to remain for the
people
next
die
12
every
months.
single day
If you
from such
successfully
dumb
complete
reasons because
all of the
people
conditions
want
of
to
this
drink and
probation
then
at the end of
operate a
12
motor
months,
vehicle.
this case is over.
I don't see
However,
a
if you
tolerance for it,
fail
and
to
I
complete
agree with
any
Judge Raul
condition of
Rodriguez.
probation, the state may file a motion to
Judge
revoke your
Fleischer, David and
probation,
Fleischer is
and
really
you can
good
be
with that as
sentenced to
well.
up
I
to
agree with the conditions
180
set
days in
forth.
the county jail.
180 days in
You're gonna
jail
meet my
for
probation
DWI. I
officer,
think I think
this
that's
morning.
a
She's gonna
great
go over with you
sentence.
all your conditions of probation. If you have any questions, sir, please ask.
Plus all the bond
Mr.
conditions or
Portillo, do
the
you have any
probation
questions of me?
conditions applied
Mr. Comey, any
after for the
questions?
12 months of
All right,
probation.
if you would, step right over to my left, and good luck to you, sir. Thank
I
you.
think that's fantastic.
Mr. Campbell, how are you?
Being held accountable
Morning.
and
Come on
hopefully
up.
being, I think I said only
All right,
20
who do
years
you
old, I
have?
believe. Don't quote me on that, but being younger,
Got it right
I hope
here.
that that's a learning lesson to him. You know, luckily he didn't kill anybody now.
Judge, she's been vacillating back and forth as to whether or not she wants to do the PPI.
Oh, really?
She has
It seems like
provided
everybody knows
justification,
somebody that has died
but
or
I
been
didn't
involved
get
in a
until
drunk
8 days
driver
before I went to San Antonio last
situation.
Oh, yeah.
So
And it's
I'll
just
file that
it's so avoidable that it's
Does she
disgusting to
still
me.
want to proceed?
Like I said, I was a kid
And
once.
is
I did
it-
dumb
That's the
stuff,
point,
and
Judge. She was kind of back and forth.
I just
She didn't
looking
like
back
the
now,
idea
I
of the
can't
expenses
believe
in the program,
that I
but
even
I
attempted to
think
do
she
some of
talked
those
with the
things
family
because
that
it's
won't
like
help. So,
Okay.
bottom line is, yes, we
life
want to try
ends
to get
so
into the program.
fast
Now,
and
let
so
me ask you a
easy.
question. Do you believe that the state will approve this PTI?
I do.
Okay. The reason, and she's here, right?
Yes, she.
The reason I asked is because if she's going to go ahead and do it, why don't we schedule her for a TRAS right now?
Okay.
And then that way, we'll be scheduled, get that out of the way, and then submit all your documentation. And then we'll reset the case for a month. And in the interim, she does a TRAS. And if everything works out, maybe we'll have all the contracts and everything done. Okay, so I'll bring up in a minute to talk to Stephanie to set her up for TRAS. Okay, and then we'll just reset the case. She'll let you know in a minute, Stephanie, approximately the date, but about 2 weeks, and then we'll usually set it for a month after the TRAS date. Okay, and who else do you have?
I have Condado.
Condado. Oh, yeah, I remember
Well,
him.
This is the young man he's got another violent bond violation.
Yes.
I just talked to the chief. I was not expecting to be kicked out of the program because of the bond violation. He will not approve the program because of the bond violation. Obviously now I'm gonna have.
So for those that didn't know, because TRAS is not a common terminology, and it applies, it's
But
very
he's got
specific.
3 violations where he had, I
It's
know, but he
to
had
the
3
state
that
of
he
Texas.
had
A TRAS is
alcohol
a
on his
Texas
machine, and the
risk
4th one is
assessment
skip
system.
test. So
And
I
it is
guess
a
I will
tool that is
say
currently
my
used for
response
offender
is
management
there's only
in the court and justice
I
system
know.
and reintegration into
I
the
know.
community by
I
the
agree with you,
Texas
it's not a whole
Department
lot,
of
but
Criminal
it's
Justice.
still, I get a report.
So basically that's
All right, so he's here,
after,
right? Let's call him up. Adrian
after
Condado, come on
jail,
up.
probation is involved, and the Texas risk
So you're gonna submit
assessment
a mitigation packet,
system
right?
and reintegration into the community and how to be a better.
I understand his position.
Yeah, I know.
He says, I'm not gonna let him in with bond violation.
I understand. All right, so you're Adrian
Sorry,
Condado?
my
All right, Mr.
focus
Condado, you're here with the attorney, Mr.
fluctuates
Campbell.
greatly.
You're here
But it's
because
the
I
TRAS,
received
it
a
helps with
report from
reintegration, with
pretrial
getting them
services
from
in
jail
reference to a
back into the
violation of your
community
conditions of
and not
bond.
to offend
You were
again
given bond
in
conditions a
their
while back,
current
back in
situation,
November
whatever they
of
went to jail
last
for.
year,
So
which
it sounds like
require
a
you
very
to have
effective
an
program. So
interlock
that's
device.
what
I
a
believe it's
TRAS is, in case
portable
you wanted
one.
to know.
It's a little portable one. Okay. I received the most recent report that I received is that between the dates of,
So this sounds like a
see,
bond violation for the portable interlock.
oh, here it is. Between the dates of May the 12th and June the 16th, there were 7 times where you failed or skipped your scheduled time periods to
Right.
blow.
So
that's a violation
the
of the
machine
conditions
lets
of
you
bond.
know when
That
it's
violation
time
could
to
cause this court to
blow
revoke
into
your
it.
bond and put
And
you
if
back
you
into
avoid
custody
that,
jail right now. Do
when you
understand,
download
sir?
those results,
Get the answer up.
it will go to the
Get the answer
judge
out loud.
and he will
Okay,
get
now,
a bond violation.
The other thing I wanted to let you know is this is not the first time I've received a report, Mr. Condado. This is the 4th time I received the report. I received 3 other times a report that indicated that you had tested positive on your interlock device, okay?
Yikes.
Now, good news, bad news. It's kind of how I look at it. I've not received any reports that indicate you had alcohol during that time period. But the bad news is 7 times you didn't blow. Okay. So, Camila, did you see this case, Condado? Is he in compliance with the UAs?
So Judge, before the BBR was submitted, he was not compliant, he was not responding.
Really?
Right after the BBR was submitted.
Well, let's see. We addressed his BVR back in January.
That's a lot of times to skip and then also have offended
this one back in June
previously.
16th, right? Oh, yeah, the regional.
Started responding right after that. Before that, he was not.
Was he given UAs in January? Because I see amended orders and then I'm looking at the other ones.
He was just.
Okay,
but
so
I can't see past that.
Yeah, because
See, like within a month.
well, he wasn't given any UAs until we amended the orders back in January.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Condado.
And then you're.
Have you been receiving text messages from, have you been responding to it? Have you been?
I was responding to it at first, and I just keep checking them, and it keeps telling me to not, that I'm not scheduled to do
Yeah.
it. And then, because of like, I have always rushing into work and scheduling, like, I just stopped responding, but I always check it.
I know, but that's not good that you're not responding. How do we know that you got the message? How do we know? Right? We don't know. The only way we're gonna know is if you respond back and say, got it, thank you, something. Okay, and since you're not responding, we have no idea that you're getting those text messages. So you need to respond to every single text message that you get, okay? So when you get one that says don't have to come, just say thank you. Something, okay? That way we'll know. That's right, that we'll know. Now, if you do get one that says you gotta come and do a urine test, okay? All right, Mr. Gondal, I'm not gonna revoke your bond, but I do have to tell you, I don't want to see another report that indicates that you missed your time period.
I think that's
okay?
pretty
In
generous,
fact, I see
considering-
that back in January, we changed your time periods because I think you were having problems blowing, right? We changed it. And now I see 7 times that you didn't blow.
I think it's pretty
Okay.
generous considering
And
everything against him in
the
this
first thing I
situation.
think about when I see that? Do you know what pops into my head? Yes. What else could it be? Why would you miss? That's the way I look at it, that you're drinking and you didn't want to get caught. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave it alone, but I'm telling you right now, it's
He's a lucky man.
you are now under 0 tolerance. Can you write that down, Camille? 0 tolerance. Do you know what that means, Mr. Gunn? 0 tolerance? What that means is if I get one report that indicates that you missed one test, just one, and I get a report, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay? I'm going to revoke it. And you're going back to jail. So I'm letting you know right now.
I personally think that's
happens,
incredibly generous after everything that they just said
who do I
against him
blame?
and the previous
blame
times
if
that,
that
he had
That's right, you.
issues.
You can't blame me. You can't blame your attorney. Can't blame
'Cause
pretrial.
I mean, I think he's right. I mean, if you miss 7 times, there's
one,
a reason that you're
okay?
missing all
You
of
know
those
exactly
times,
the
right?
times that you
I
gotta
mean, I'm
blow,
sure work and stuff
There's
get
no
involved because a
reason why you
portable
should miss
interlock
it,
is
right?
not like
No reason.
the regular interlock that's
don't-
built into your
don't miss
car
it.
with a camera. A
Okay?
portable interlock
Because if I get a
is
report,
something that you have to do. It's
you might
portable.
as well,
You carry it
as
with
we
you,
say in-
and at specific
Mr.
times
Campbell
of the
knows what I'm
day,
talking
it
about.
tells you to blow, and you
Bring
got to
your
blow.
toothbrush.
And they
Bring
want to
your
make sure
toothbrush. You know what that means? You're going
that's
to
to
jail
make
'cause
sure
you
you're
use
not
toothbrush
just
in jail.
drinking and
Got
driving,
it?
but they don't want you
All right, any
drinking
questions?
at all. Period.
All right. So
That's
then we're
what the
going to
portable
reset your
interlock
case
is used for.
and
They
you
don't
still
want you drinking
are working on
at
it, right,
all.
Mr. Campbell?
So clearly he's got a pretty severe drinking problem, and
Now that he's
they
made his
don't
position
want
clear that he's not
him
going to
drinking at all,
stand.
period. And when you don't blow 7 times,
Do you believe it'll be
it
approved
doesn't look
if
good.
if everything
It
goes
doesn't
well?
look good at all.
Yes, Judge, the test itself was fairly low. It's
Okay.
fairly low.
Okay.
I don't see why they wouldn't, but they may take the same position that he's taking, 4 bond violations.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do.
All right.
But he's young and
I know.
I don't want to just call it.
No,
quits.
I agree with you. He is young, first offense, you know. I agree with you. Hey, it's like anything else. You got to keep trying until finally you can't try anymore. So you think, would it be worth it to set him up for tree rise too today? Have him set for tree rise just in case?
Well,
Or you want to hold off?
the thing about it is, if they may take the same position that these bond violations are enough to deny it.
I know, I understand.
So we wasted $300.
All right, so let's do this. Let's hold off. Let's hold off. All right, Mr. Gondal, we'll reset your case. If you have any problems whatsoever, contact your attorney. Now, you have a very good lawyer, Mr. Gondal, Mr. Campbell. I've known Mr. Campbell for years. He's very good. And you know the good thing about Mr. Campbell? You want to know? He cares. He cares about you and what happens. You know, he could have just said, "The hell with you. I don't care. Whatever happens, happens." But no, he actually cares about what happens to you. So you're very fortunate that you hired Mr. Campbell to represent you on this case. All right? All right, sir. If you would, just have a seat. We'll reset your case. And then on your.
On Ms. Rollins.
Yes.
I just want to make sure you want TRAD done today.
No, it's not gonna be done today. It'll be scheduled for a future date. So we just call her up. And so, Stephanie, whenever you have a chance, We'll do a TRAS by order of the court on page 19, Ramos.
Okay.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Does Ramos speak English or Spanish?
English.
What's the BAC for Ramos?
Remember off the top of my head. I'll have her.
Okay, perfect. For Condado, let's go ahead and do, August 11th. Okay, this is gonna be your reporting instructions. And the officers information. Yes, this is the website and the second. The next document will be your TRS deeds of 2 separate officers. They have access to any inventories of unprecedented consumption ready to pay. At this time. Any other questions?
Just checking back in with Judge Simpson momentarily here. It looks like they're still in recess at this point. So we're going to hop back over. I am monitoring this very closely. Looks like prosecution and defense lawyers are hanging out, joking together. They often know each other quite well. So anyways, it looks like everybody's kind of just in hangout mode. So I would assume that deliberation is still going on and recess is still in session. I'm going to continue to monitor this closely. And as soon as we see any movement in Judge Simpson's court, we'll be coming right back here. So in the meantime, we'll hop back over to Judge Rodriguez and hope that he's got some more cases he can pull up here.
The judge hasn't signed it yet. But it'll be some next year.
Yes, ma'am.
For Dominguez, if you don't want signing it.
Let's see.
He would like a copy. Yeah.
Oh, I got it right here. Okay, I'll sign it right now.
Marcelo.
Yeah, so I know that it was it given today?
Yes, I said my.
Oh, yeah, because he reassigned it today, yes, for today's date. Did he put today's date?
Jose Dominguez, come on up. Evie, I just signed a dismissal on Dominguez. Can you please give him a certified copy, please? Thanks. Right here, a copy of your dismissal.
Yeah, I've got it. On my desk.
I was just checking other courtrooms while we
So I'll turn it in. I may turn it in.
And other than civil, it doesn't look like there's a ton going on. And I'm not so sure that we want to get into some civil cases at the moment, especially with that the larger case with Judge Simpson pending. Hopefully, like I said, we're going to get back to that shortly. I sincerely hope that's the case. But in the meantime, we are hanging out with Judge Rodriguez here, and I am keeping an eye on Judge Simpson, and also some other judges. Oddly enough, I have not seen Judge Fleischer go live yesterday or today. So his docket must be accumulating. So I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow we might get live on him, either that or Judge Simpson resumes his case with this gentleman, Kyle Zimmerman, that they're on for the bank robbery, accusation of bank robbery. It's a rather large case, in my opinion, with 6 counts, possibly 7 pending. So, and once again, it appears that we're still in recess over in Judge Simpson's court. It doesn't look like anything's really going on in Judge Rodriguez's court either at this moment. It looks like it's rather quiet. I'll use this opportunity to say hi. My name is Eric. People know me as Cowboy. This is Live with Cowboy. If you're not familiar with my channel,
On page 34 and 35, Rocha, Julio, did they bring them up?
sorry. If you're not familiar with my
All right,
channel,
'cause,
every day I try to go
do you
live
think you'll be here tomorrow if you
with
just make
judges
bond?
around the
You don't know?
country. If you're familiar with this process, you know,
All right.
there's
I was
tons
just
and
curious,
tons and
'cause
tons of court videos out
it's on
there.
the docket for
It
today.
did show crazy moments in court and angry moments in court and funny moments in court. But when you're watching live court, number one, you don't really know what you're going to get. Number two, it's not fast paced like you think it's going to be.
Does that
Not
mean
every case
may
is
make bond?
drastic or
Really? Because he
is crazy or
Because
upsetting
I
as
already
people
saw
think
that
they
they
are.
was given
So
a bond amount.
a lot of
He
times
already
I'll
went before the
bounce back and
magistrate.
forth to different
I just don't
judges
know if he's gonna
and we'll
post
see
it
what's
and
going
he's
on.
what you don't know.
Judge Simpson
Okay.
will often catch a big case like
All right.
he's got
That's okay.
right
Second,
now,
have you
in
spoken
which
with
we're monitoring closely
Ms.
with him in
Spears?
deliberation and
She's
court
got
is in recess,
Downing on the docket.
which is why we are
I need
with
to know what's going
Judge
on
Raul
with the
Rodriguez
case.
at the moment.
Please. Thank you.
But if you're not familiar with the channel, when I don't post live, which I try to do every day, but like I said, dockets change, judges change. I do try to go live every day. So I highly recommend that you like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the trip to 1,000 subscribers and we're so close. So if you can please like and subscribe to the channel and the video, it means the absolute world to me. Hitting 1,000, I know that sounds so small in the world of YouTube, but to me it's not. 1,000 is a lot. 1,000 is a lot of people that like my stuff and my content and what I do. So please like, subscribe, and if you really want to know, you can turn on the notification bell, and that way you know when I go live or when I post a new video. If I'm not doing live content, I'll often, usually daily, post some highlights of previous court cases, so you can actually go back through. I have a replays playlist and go back through and watch some of those moments. Some are short, some are longer, all of which are usually a highlight of something either funny or drastic or angry or yelling or something along those lines. So I really invite you to go back and look at some of those ones. If you go back and look at the lives, it's often what you're seeing. Bouncing back and forth between several judges. Live court is just simply exactly what it sounds like. It's live, it's uncut, it's raw. You're with me, we're hanging out. I don't know, and I can't predict the judge's docket for that day necessarily unless it's posted, which most of the time they are not. So we tap in daily. We hang out with these judges and we watch their cases and hang out together. If you hang out and if you want to hang out and chat, I will gladly talk with you. But excuse me. Obviously, we're always looking for some interesting activity. So we are still just hanging out. So it shows no signs of coming back at the moment for Judge Simpson. I'm really hoping he returns shortly. I know he's got a pretty big deliberation to do on this. Defense did a great job. I don't pick sides, so I truly believe in the innocence until proven otherwise, until proven guilty. So I really try to not pick a side before I know an outcome to something. And this isn't going to be your direct guilty verdict or sentencing, I don't believe. We could get a verdict out of this, actually. But there's a lot involved in these court cases. So it's it's often we're shooting from the hip with these. So as you could see, Judge Rodriguez doesn't have much going on right now either. So we're just kind of hanging out in between the two. In the morning, this courtroom is filled. It's packed to the brim. If you're familiar with Judge Rodriguez, in the mornings, his courtroom is just slammed. So by this time in the afternoon, though, around lunchtime, you'll usually take a recess. But you have to remember, this is Texas, so they are on a different time than I am. I'm Eastern Standard Time, so it's almost 1 o'clock here. It's almost noon for them, so he's probably going to go to recess here momentarily, actually. But yes, as far as Judge Simpson's case goes, with that larger accusation of bank robbery, that is the one that I'm really, really keeping an eye on. But currently we are in recess with that. So, at the moment, it looks like Judge Rodriguez is about to go under recess for his lunchtime. It doesn't look like much is going on there. And Judge Simpson is in deliberation recess at the moment. So the best I can do for now is I'm just going to leave it up on Judge Simpson here and keep a close eye on it. I'm going to take a break and go grab some lunch myself. The second any activity starts in this courtroom, I will be right back. I'll be monitoring this extremely close. So you are more than welcome to stay. This is Live with Cowboy. I really, really appreciate you joining with me and watching these court cases today. And I'll be watching Judge Simpson's court case here very closely while I'm away. He's in recess for deliberation on this. If you've been following along, it's been a pretty interesting case, so I can't wait to see the outcome of it. So I will be back. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you know when I go live in the future or post any videos. And I'll be back as soon as recess is out. So thank you very much, guys. I will talk to you very soon.
All right. 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now back in session. The Honorable Dave.
You may proceed.
All back.
All right. Well, that was quick. If you're still hanging out, it sounds like we are back.
I'm sorry. Yes. Court does recall the case of the people, State of Michigan versus Kyle Zimmerman.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Raymond Cook for the people.
And Alex Warren Green on behalf of the government. Government, can you stand and state your name?
Michael Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender.
The court, having gone through all of the evidence in this case, having heard all of the testimony in this case, I'll start out with count one, because it was sort of raised by the people, not necessarily raised by the defense, where there's taking away of the very fact that there
he's
was
gonna go
no
through his
money which
deliberations
was
now.
taken. I don't think there's any bearing on the armed robbery charge.
Incredibly
In looking at what I
important
could
stuff.
see, and the
Let's
court does
listen
believe
carefully.
there was and would have been a larceny, and maybe uncompleted at some point, but the court does believe that the people have shown enough for the offense of armed robbery occurred. That goes with as to all of the offenses. But let me address one thing, and that is primarily the identification of the defendant. And the court did take to heart the defense's argument regarding the regarding his identification. What is very clear from the detective's testimony, he didn't hesitate one bit to say that it was Kyle Zimmerman. He also, from this court standpoint, gave enough sort of life context to his ability to identify him without going into the specifics. There are numerous points at which he's seen him. He's known him for 45 years.
Yeah, they're family.
He also
They're family.
Indicates that it's a
The
few months
detective is what
before
he's
this
speaking of,
that
if you
he
just
saw
joining in.
him. And also, again, in the court isn't
Kyle
taking into
Zimmerman
account
does
that he
not look
may have
thrilled,
been in
shaking
the
his head.
jail there, but he made reference to the fact that he's seen them when there was discussion regarding sunglasses or the wearing of glasses, as opposed to not wearing glasses. So the court found his testimony extremely credible, particularly with reference to the identification. And then also with that identification, the context by which the detective is even notified leads you, I think,
Which was by
additionally
text message
substantiates
of,
his identification, because there
another
are these
family
text
member.
messages that
Another
Mr.
Zimmerman.
William Zimmerman had testified to. And a number of things that in this court's mind are going on there. For the purposes of preliminary examination, I think that a 99.5% identification of this Joe as the person who is in Exhibit 2 is enough for the people to show the second prong that it was this defendant that committed the offenses. The people have also shown, so the people have shown the armed robbery. There was the stipulation that the defendant would be a prohibited person. And so the people have sustained their burden as count 2. What is clear also with reference to the firearm, yes, there may be a question of its nature that the people might have to overcome, but it may be a question of fact as to whether or not it constitutes a firearm or the statute is raised by the defense. But this court believes that's a question of fact to be decided by the finder of fact. When I saw the clip, there is no doubt in my mind that what I saw and what I would think that to be would be a firearm, capable of inflicting harm upon another person. So I'll leave that to the trial court to decide. There is also then the felonious assault charge, which I think that they have shown regarding certainly Ms. Hawk. Also, given where this had occurred, the nature of what the defendant in this case was attempting to do, the court will add the bank robbery charge, and would also with the bank robbery being the predicate felony, but also I guess the armed robbery could be the predicate felony. We'll add the bank robbery, I think, yes, the armed robbery is already included in count 3. I will add count 6 of felony firearm, with the predicate offense being the bank robbery charge. So therefore, for those reasons and taking into account all of the testimony, court would find the defendant over to stand trial on all 6 charges.
Okay.
The information waiving reading and stating.
Defendant having waived full reading, standing mute to all 6 counts, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter will be set
August 13th at 1:30 with Judge Slay.
August 13th, 2026,
August
1:30 before Judge Slay.
Okay, so moving forward, the preliminary
Bond will
results.
continue.
Your Honor, I have a copy of the amended
They
information.
believe that they should continue with this on
wonderful.
all 6 counts.
Sign
That's
yes,
what the
this part,
conclusion that Judge Simpson came to.
You signed it.
I think it's a
Yes,
reasonable
sir.
solution.
Thank you. Bond will continue. Thank you.
That they move forward. He'll be held in the jail
Paperwork
until
straight.
his trial, which he has pled not guilty to. But as far as preliminary goes, Judge Simpson has ruled that they are going to move forward and attempt to prosecute him for all 6 counts. At this time, that's going to conclude the Live with Cowboy broadcast for today. I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with me. I certainly have enjoyed hanging out with you. This case has been a lot of fun. I look forward to
This goes back.
I look forward to hanging out with you again tomorrow. We'll go live again with other judges around the country, possibly even Judge Simpson once they take a look at his docket. We'll go from there.
I got my 1 o'clock, and it's about 1:09. Court's going to take a brief recess. I'll come back and start my 1 o'clock docket. Court stayed in recess.
I may come back online. It depends. I'm going to take a look at his docket and we'll go from there. But for now, I'm going to hop off. Thank you all so much for joining in for today. I've certainly enjoyed hanging out with you. Hopefully you've enjoyed the same. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I go live or I post any videos moving forward. Once again, thank you so much. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and we are this close. So thank you so much for helping out with that. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.